You can have the country picked out, the money saved, and the visa figured out, and still not leave because of one question. What if somebody I love really does need me and I'm not there? And I'm not talking about an imaginary emergency. They may genuinely need help. But here's the question we rarely ask: why does the existence of their need automatically mean it has to become your responsibility? Because when you've spent years treating other people's needs as instructions for your life, moving abroad can feel less like leaving a country and more like leaving your post. I'm Tori Profit, a licensed therapist and creator of Soft Landing Circle, where I help Black women stop abandoning themselves while building lives that actually belong to them. And this distinction between a real need and your automatic responsibility can change the entire way you think about leaving. Maybe you've been the daughter who handles things when something goes wrong, the sister everybody calls, the mother who stays available even after the children are grown. And they may have really needed you. That's what makes this complicated. The need was real. But over time, you may have stopped asking, is this mine to handle? And automatically started asking, how am I going to handle this? Someone is overwhelmed and you step in. Someone has a problem, you start solving it. Someone needs help, you rearrange your life. Somewhere along the way, their need became your assignment. And after enough years, that can stop feeling like a choice. It starts feeling like love. This is what I do for the people I care about. So, when moving abroad becomes real, guilt starts sounding like morality. If they really need me, how can I leave? But that question skips something important. Why does the existence of their need automatically determine what you're allowed to do with your life? You can choose to help someone. You can decide a responsibility truly is yours. But that's very different from living by the rule: if somebody I love needs something and I can provide it, I'm obligated to provide it. And once you begin questioning that rule, a harder question can surface. How much of my life have I organized around responsibilities that were never automatically mine? How many decisions did I make because I needed to stay available? How many things did I postpone because somebody else's situation felt more urgent? Maybe even, did I give away parts of my life because I thought other people's needs were mine to carry? That can bring grief because something can have been meaningful and still have cost you. You can love the people you showed up for and still grieve how little room you sometimes left for yourself. So the question isn't, was my whole life a mistake? The question is, now that I can see this, how much more of my life do I want this pattern to decide? Because you can move across an ocean and still carry the same role with you. You're sitting at dinner, your phone lights up with a family problem. And before you even think, what do I need to do? You're calling, you're coordinating, you're fixing, maybe even apologizing because you're not there. So physically, you relocated, but emotionally, you're still on call because you didn't only have a place in the family, you had a position. You were the one who figured it out, the one everybody could count on. And when you stop automatically occupying that position, somebody else may have to step up. Your family may have to create a plan that doesn't revolve around you. That may be uncomfortable. But difficulty created by your reduced availability is not automatically proof that you abandoned anyone. Sometimes responsibility is simply being redistributed. So imagine you're already living abroad. Someone you love calls with a real problem. Notice your first thought. Is it, how can I support them? Or what do I have to do? Those sound similar, but one recognizes their need, the other automatically assigns the responsibility to you. Now ask, if I didn't immediately take responsibility, what am I afraid that would mean about me? Would it mean I'm selfish, unreliable, a bad daughter, someone who left? You don't need to change that answer. Just notice it, because there is another way to live. You can hear I need you without immediately abandoning yourself. You can care about the problem without automatically making yourself the solution. You can let somebody be disappointed without spending the next 3 days questioning a decision you already know is right for you. You can help because you choose to help. Sometimes the responsibility really will be yours. Sometimes you'll contribute without taking over. Sometimes somebody else will have to handle it. The difference is that you get to decide. Imagine making a decision and staying inside your decision. Imagine knowing someone is unhappy with your choice without immediately negotiating against yourself. Imagine loving people deeply while still having a life that belongs to you. That is the kind of freedom I want you to experience. So, before guilt teaches you whether you move, take a piece of paper and make two columns. On one side, write, what is actually my responsibility? On the other, write, what have I automatically made my responsibility? And don't ask whether the need is real. Ask, why am I assuming I am the person who has to solve it? Your family doesn't have a plan, so you become a plan. Someone's overwhelmed, so you become responsible for making it better. Then I want you to ask yourself, is this mine because I consciously chose it or because I became accustomed to picking it up? That is the distinction. Now I want you to tell me in the comments, when someone you love needs help, which thought happens first? How can I support them? Or what do I need to do? One leaves room for choice. The other makes their need your assignment before you've even decided whether it belongs to you. Now, you might understand all of this perfectly right now, but then your mother calls. Someone is struggling, your body tightens. And before you've even decided what you want to do, you hear yourself saying, okay, I'll handle it. That space between what you know and what you automatically do is something I call the knowing doing gap, because sometimes you already know the boundary. You already know what you want. You already know something isn't yours to carry. But when the familiar pattern gets activated, you find yourself back on the same road. The deeper work is not giving you more information. You already know the destination. The deeper work is helping you practice taking a different road. And that is the work we're doing inside my September intensive. We're taking one pattern and working with what happens underneath it. So it doesn't only become something you understand, it becomes something you can increasingly live. Enrollment is open and I'm intentionally taking only 12 women. So if this video made you think, I already know I can't keep living this way, I want help actually doing something different, click the link below and sign up, because the people you love have needs. The question is, does every need they have get to become a responsibility that determines your life? It does not, because you are worthy of a life that belongs to you, and you do not have to abandon yourself to prove that you love them.